trees, so they're all solid.
They responding?
Is that an expensive process to like?
Yeah. Say,
I'm just gonna
well,
it's probably better use your own wood than buying wood, but it's still,
if you want to buy a 6x6 crushed, ash.
It's 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order.
Be quite serious.
The location of the fire exit doorways are on either end of the hallway. The AED machine is hanging on the wall directly across from that door. Please turn off all your cell phones and pagers. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Carol Lot,
Here.
Rocky Elder,
Here.
Norman Vaz,
Here.
Ed Hayes.
Here.
Jonathan Vogler.
Here.
Here.
Thank you. In the minutes, we'll approve the minutes of June 21st, 2022. Any additions or corrections? Not?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Tuesday, June 21st, 2022.
Second. Motion made by Rocky Ellsworth, seconded by Carl Ross, to approve the minutes of June 21st, 2022 as presented. Clerk, please call the vote.
Carol Lot.
Aye.
Rocky Elder.
Aye.
Norman Vaz.
Aye.
Ed Hayes.
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye. Carried. Okay, shall we show the proof of our legal notices for public hearing? Thank you. Okay, the first online is Dave Maynard, 3599 Kirkhouse Road. The Chicken Man.
Dog man.
Hey Dave, how many and
10, if possible. But the coop can handle that. If, the coop is rated for more than that.
That was to the east of,
Yeah.
okay, when we were there, so.
Yeah, that one on the Amish.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't have it go from down the road.
Right.
so you'd like 10?
Yeah.
No roosters?
No. Try to get my kid to come tonight when he won't come. I don't want to stand up for people.
Well, there's been a few applications for chickens recently because of cost of food, et cetera. A lot of things are changing pretty quickly, actually. Any other questions from any board members? We were there, it's pretty simplistic.
You know, keep it clean, keep it taken care of. They thought me take care of them well with my son.
The biggest thing is your weight.
Yes.
Weight, smell.
And we make sure it's picked up daily and taken care of.
Okay, at this point in time, I'm opening up for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this proposal, please give your name and address. Well, at this point in time, I don't see anybody here, anybody, I declare this public hearing closed. Okay, Dave, now you said you're gonna get rid of the waste
Yes.
daily, weekly?
We go out there daily, spray, change, so we put wood chips in there. And right now, it's changing weekly. So, what I'm doing right now.
Are you gonna have a spot for them to run outside, or are they gonna be?
They have, if you look at the coop, it's got an inside and it's got an outside.
Right.
And, you know, maybe future, I'll put a little kennel behind it, I don't know, right now it's in the way it is. But if I have to, I don't wanna free range them because then you risk them getting run over.
You also might be feeding the wildlife.
Yeah, I don't do that either. I know down the road that he had the coop, foxes coming off, and that's why I put railroad ties around the corners, so that the wildlife can't get them.
Fox and weasel, love chicken.
Coyotes.
Okay, any further questions for any board members? Okay, number one.
Oh, wait 1 second, Lord.
Okay.
He's asking for 10. Did you publish 6 in the paper?
Yeah,
Cause this says 6, so I don't,
we did do that.
I didn't know.
I didn't know about 10 until
Yeah,
now.
well, we talked about last time, so I wanted
At the
to have,
meeting?
yeah, that's something I wanted to have, and it said 10 if possible. But we didn't know if it would be possible.
I think we can only do 6, but that's probably right, that's correct.
Mhm.
I'm just making that question.
If it works, we can go less than that one time.
We were left, we can't
We
get more.
can't get more than
Right.
6. Any other questions? Okay, at this point in time, number 1, whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance.
Field all around him.
Yeah, we've been surrounded by RBL. Number 2, whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some feasible method other than an area variance. They don't know how. Now they could buy 5 acres of land.
Love to.
Number 3, whether the requested area variance is substantial. No.
And especially for that location.
Number 4, whether proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood district.
No.
I would say no, because you're surrounded by agriculture. Number 5, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. This is normally always yes, here.
And he wants the chickens, so.
Okay, board. What's your pleasure? Is there gonna be time frame? If you want to,
Most of them we have done.
we've always put a 5 year. Up to the board.
But let's do that. I think the neighborhood will still be the same, but if it isn't. I'll make a motion to grant Dave Maynard 3599 Brick Schoolhouse Road, relief from Town Code 520-41B1A1, to allow 6 chickens, with a 5-year sunset clause and proper and timely disposal of the waste. This is the minimum variance to the grant relief. The 5 criteria we've reviewed, and it's a type 2 secret. Second.
Motion made by Rocky Ellsworth, second by Eddie Hay to approve the variance needed for Dave Maynard, 3599 Brick Road, for the housing of 6 chickens with 5-year permit. Clerk, please call the vote.
Carl Ross.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Norman Vaz.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
John Smoker.
Carried. Okay, Dave,
Thank you, board. Appreciate it.
at any point in time, can we, if you wanted to, we come in and ask for,
I think what happened is the code states that if you have 1 acre, you can have.
10 acres.
And chickens.
So you can come back in anytime.
Just a thought.
That's fair.
Fair enough. Thank you,
Must
Dave.
make that right.
You're good to go. Keep them chickens cackling.
She was
Good. Terry Bailey? like to tell the board what you would like to continue doing?
I'd like to continue building the building that I first started. Explain that to you guys when you were there. It was kind of a mess up kind of thing, with the variance, to be able to, it's not going further than my garage, my existing already garage, as far as toward the property line. So,
Right, the outline is there now.
yeah, yes, the outline is there. You're right.
What you have done so far, so what I think that is still very rugged.
It's gonna be well built. It's all on ash to it. It isn't like cheap pine or anything like that. Like that was kind of cool to repurpose all the wood that I had on my property, and it's knock on wood. I actually got it before, everyone said this dashboard beetle coming through. I was so concerned about my neighbors, one of the trees falling on the property, knowing that this dashboard thing's going on, that, now it's neglected and I'll get in trouble with neighbors and my insurance won't cover it and all that stuff. So I spent $10,000 to have all the trees cut down.
You're probably, how you intend to use this for storage building, like,
2 motorcycles, 4-wheeler, and my guard tractor. That way I don't have to cover them up every night.
Any other questions from any of the board members? If not, this point in time, open up for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this proposal, please give your name and address. Quiet night.
I did offer Ray a ride off, though. If he goes the other thing, he said, "You gonna give me a ride back if I decide to argue this?" I said, "Absolutely, right." He's really the only one that I'm asking for. The other one I'm not even close to, but we've been friends for 20 years, so.
Okay, well, hearing nobody or seeing nobody, I declare this public hearing closed. Okay, board, any further questions of, you've got it started.
Well, that saved you having to paint or mark it out for us.
Yeah, that was, I actually was like, should I take everything down and stuff? Because I literally, then I told Cheryl the same thing. My biggest thing is, someday I wanna move, I don't wanna have the next person have to go through stuff that was there before. Cheryl, I talked several times on this. It's been going on over a year. It's just I ran out of money with COVID and stuff, because I was in the hospital I worked for a while. In the hospital for 3 or 4 days, so better now and trying to just,
Well, that's a good thing.
yes.
Any further questions from any board members? If not, I'll go through the number 1. What an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby property will be created by the granting of the area variance.
So the garages and sheds in the two areas,
It-
what he's looking at doing.
That addition's completely out of sight too, so.
Number 2, whether benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some feasible method other than an area variance.
The way the garage is pre-existing, you're right.
Okay. Number 3, whether the requested area variance is substantial.
Not really.
Not where the garage is. The garage is already there, you're just continuing, you're just extending off the back.
Okay, number 4, whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood district. There's other garages very close, all built pretty much the same. Okay, number 5, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, in which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. It's usually all you get.
But yeah, if anything, having that equipment and stuff inside would be an improvement.
In today's world,
Like I said, you've seen the property.
Right,
It's the only area that I'm ashamed of. Everything else is like I'm on like a lot. As long as they never stop letting me have a beer while I'm mowing the lawn, I'll keep it up that way.
It's not in the code yet.
Jeez, don't ever stop. Don't worry, I make sure that I'm 10 foot off the road so I can get a DWI or crossing the road with a tractor. After one beer, I make sure that's the first thing gets done, is cross the street.
okay, not any further questions.
I'd make a motion on the application of Terry Bailey at 199 Hamlet Center Road, seeking relief from Town Code 520-27C. Which states that detached carports shall not be located nearer than 15 feet to any sideline. He's seeking a 6-foot variance to have a 9-foot setback on the east side of his property line. This is the minimum variance allowed. We've gone over the 5 criteria. It's a Type 2 seeker.
Second. Motion made by Eddie Hayes, second by Carl Ross, to approve the area variance requested by Terry Bailey, 199 Hamlin Center Road, for the addition to a carport. Clerk, please hold the vote.
Carl Ross.
Okay.
Rafi Ellsworth.
Aye.
Norman Vaz.
Aye.
Ed Hay. Jonathan Vogel.
Okay, Terry,
I do have one question. I should shut up and move on, but, the variance was underneath my name, the mortgage is on both my wife and I, that doesn't matter.
Owns the property.
We both do. But I just didn't, like if something happens, like I die and she goes to sell the house, well, the variance is under Terry Bailey. Well, I just, trying to, like I said, I try to dot all my T's and
on the property.
cross all my I's.
It's on the property.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, that's it, that was it.
Good. Okay.
That's it, thank you very much, have a great night now.
You
Have a good night.
Sure.
Good seeing you, Ed. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye now.
Okay, Sarah and Michelle Lee, 2 Summerhaven Drive.
Michael.
No. That's twice, I'm betting the
I'm gonna have to change my name now. We're seeking a variance for, black vinyl coated chain link fence on the lake side of our property at 2 Summerhaven Drive.
Okay, that is, black, chain link.
Yeah, 4 foot high, yeah, coated.
For your dog, right?
For dogs, yeah, we have a 5-year-old daughter as well, we'd like to keep her within the confines of that area. But mostly for the dogs.
And, your home's just barely back behind the other 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of, blocking anyone's view or anything
It's
like
in the
that.
fair, yeah.
Yeah,
When we were there, the fence is almost behind the.
yeah, we
Existing one.
tried to do that on purpose as well, so, yeah, I think we have the room, to do that.
Okay, any further questions from anybody? From the board? Okay, if not, at this point in time, open up for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this proposal, please give your name and address. All right, hearing nobody or seeing nobody, I declare this public hearing closed. Okay, board. Any other questions before I read? Okay. Number one, whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby property will be created by the granting of the area variance. Number two, whether benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some feasible method other than an area variance. No. Number three, whether the requested area variance is substantial. No. Number four, whether proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood district. No. No, there's quite a few fences down in different areas. Yep. Number five, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. It's always, it's self-created. Okay, board. Any further questions before or make our decision?
I'll make a motion for Sarah and Michael Lee, 2 Summer Haven Drive, seeking relief from Town Code 520-19D to add a 4-foot high chain link fence, in the front water side yard, where the code states no fence shall be erected in the front yard except one of open decorative design and no more than 44 feet in height and 50% off-peak. Also seeking relief from 520-21B2, where no wire fences are permitted, only flood and erosion protection structures are allowed in waterside yards. The 5 criteria we have discussed, take 2.
Second.
Motion made by Carl Ross, second by Rocky Ellsworth to approve the area variance requested by Sarah and Michael Lee, 2 Summer Haven Drive, for variance needed for the construction of a 4-foot fence protection for a child and dog. Clerk, please pull the vote.
Carl Ross.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Norman Vaz.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
Jonathan Goldberg.
Carried, okay.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with your fence.
Yes, thank you. See you for, permit soon.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me a call.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Have a good night.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Okay, Jeff Hand. You're looking for an area to have a horse?
Yes, sir.
Are you referring to 1 horse, 2 horses, or just that same horse? Okay, now this will be in, from the road to the south, that open area, where the combine sets, I believe there's a couple other pieces in there.
No, that'd be, well, that's not on my list.
Oh, that is east of that, oh, you're east of that, yeah, okay, all right. Can you cover the fence from your house?
That was brought up at the last meeting. We were thinking of running power down the property line on the west side. That doesn't seem as feasible as just getting a solar power generator.
Oh, going to solar.
Yeah.
Okay. This would be like a, international use of building centers, or solar?
Yeah.
Okay.
We use solar.
Oh, do you? Why is it on the Jerry Any other questions from any board members?
It's gonna be flat water, no barbed wire, right?
No.
Barbed wire, yeah.
Single
Single stranded wire, yeah.
Do you put any kind of, taping on it or whatever that reflects the, so
Maybe using ribbon too. We've got,
the ribbon?
yeah, we've got ribbons maybe for the upper strand that's nearest the road.
Right, yeah.
For most of it. That's also where the wooden part of the fence is.
Okay, at this point in time, open up for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against the proposal, please give your name and address. And hearing buddy, sitting buddy, I declare this public hearing closed. Didn't hear you say anything, Jill.
I was just gonna say that Darcy's gonna be a big improvement. He's beautiful, and I love looking at him.
I was waiting for something.
I know, I'm
I
trying
don't know
to
if
be
he was
good.
here for moral support or.
I just-
Say something.
No, I did, I said Darcy would be an improvement, because he's a good boy.
Okay.
He's a good boy.
Can I ask a question about, the code that's mentioned on the notice? Cheryl and I have talked about this, and my wife asked about the 30-foot setback. And we were told that doesn't apply to our situation. So we could.
How many acres do you own?
5.
Right.
Yes, because in that particular situation, 30-foot setback would hurt.
Yeah. But I was aware of that part of the code and asked if that would apply.
You see, it says the nearest lot, but that's a field next to you.
I don't know how that's defined.
Exactly.
I took it as any other property with a different tax code under a different name. So that's true.
Closer than 30 feet from that spot, right? Yeah, so you have to have a variance.
So it does apply.
There isn't a house or dwelling on that lot, right? It's just vacant land, so it does, but it does, it's 30 feet to the nearest lot, not owned, yeah. Unless you own the lot next door.
Now I have a question. If they got that fence that's 30 feet,
So we're asking for a variance from that, correct?
Yeah, we were told we didn't need a variance.
For
It was
the
a
30-foot
very
part.
specific question to Cheryl that said we could put that fence, and that's how we planned it, straight up against John Hand's property line.
We don't, our code does not allow for, it says right here, the location of any fencing in relation to property lines shall be the responsibility of the homeowner or property owner. And a regular fence.
I don't know what that's defined as.
A chain link fence, this is an electrified fence. It's not a fence that someone can put it up in the residential district. This is electrified. So that normally would go on your property line, yeah. Because if you don't put it on your property line, it causes title theft, defect. This one says it has to be at least 30 feet from, because it's for a corral. It specifically sets out a corral, and that's what this is.
I don't understand why we were told otherwise.
I wasn't there, I wasn't in there in the conversation, and I
Okay,
don't.
the both of us.
And I think that was, I wasn't aware that it was, at the time it wasn't electrified. I just read
Yeah, why
the location of the fence is the homeowner's responsibility or property owner. So you would need a variance. I don't think we have anything in here of any type of setback that they would like. It
Just need a variance.
It needs a variance.
So we need a variance to have that fence. So the people, we can't tell them where to put it, right? Or that, is this, is H just for residential? What are we looking for? G, is that just for residential?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, so
G,
I'm gonna be,
the code is G, 520. 52029. I don't know what we even discussed here at the last meeting, but it was on the meeting, first meeting also.
So I have another question.
390. Which one are we on?
So that doesn't apply to the road though, just because you stay 30 feet away from the sign, 30 feet from the road, you got no place to go.
Well, I'm assuming I can go right up to the right of way, which is 25 off center.
I would think so. You're in an RBL district, so it's allowable.
You brought in an application to put a fence up, correct? And you put the fence where you wanted to put your fence, right?
I'm sorry, can you restate the question?
You brought in a survey map and said, this is where we want our fence. The town's not telling you where to put your fence. But in our code, we're talking about a corral, it cannot be nearer to the next lot line than 30 feet. And if you want it closer than that, you certainly can ask for a variance, which you are doing here tonight.
So this variance down here today includes the approval for within 30 feet.
That's what it says in front of me, yes, that's what it's here for. And this has more to do with, again, residential fences. It's talking about posts and which side the posts go on, posts going inside, they don't face your neighbors. And this is more talking about residential, not about a corral. This specifically sets out a corral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But my question is, could we grant him that variance right now, or do we have to re-advertise those?
No, it was already advertised, I believe.
Yeah, that's the code, so we could.
Yeah, that's what he did, that was advertised.
We can include that in our motion.
Yeah, right, correct, Cheryl, that was.
Correct.
I would think so.
Yeah, as long as it was advertised, yeah.
See, it's permitted in RVO district smooth for agricultural.
Yeah, you're right, it was that, you're right, it's that. Okay. Just include that in the motion.
We're good. Oh. No, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, it's got a pencil.
I'd make a motion. We haven't done the 553, so I can't make it.
Yeah, we're still discussing.
Thank you.
How close is the fence, Jeff, to the lane?
I'm sorry?
How close is the fence to the lane? Where is it gonna be?
How close is that to adjacent property line? It would be as close as possible. You want to use as much of the pasture as you can.
There's no fence in that.
No, no.
Any other questions before I read? Number one, whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood, a detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance.
So, I agree, thank you.
Yeah. Plus animals across the road. Number two, whether benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some feasible method other than an area variance.
Not be able to pass.
Okay. Number three, whether the requested area variance is substantial.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Now, I need to know how much he wants, because 30 feet is substantial.
Pasture?
Well, that's 100% variance. If he wants 30 to be right on the property line, that's substantial.
You call it substantial level. But, okay.
But now you need to know how much of a variance you want.
5 feet from the line. Let's go 5 feet from the line.
And then you'll mow on the
25 foot.
It's not mowable now. It's not a yard.
I need to, yeah, this is only my opinion, if you wanna go 30 foot, you can ask for it.
Let's go out 30 feet.
Do it. The reason is because of pharmacy, the line, the fence.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with, this is, to me, this all got a different thing than normal.
Yeah.
You're in an RVL district where fences always go right on the line, because the cows, the horses, doesn't matter what it is,
Mm-hmm.
go right to the line, the other way you got a mess. You're just looking out for,
Makes sense, thank you, 30 feet.
okay? Does that answer anybody's question? Okay, number four, whether proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood district. I don't think so, it's all ag. Number five, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, it shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. Okay. I guess. Any further questions? I think we got it. Figured out, I guess.
I make a motion. The application of Jeff Hand, 1757 Bricksfield House Road, seeking relief from Town Code 520-29B to install a wire electric feed fence in the front yard pasture. Barbed wire, it will not be barbed wire, it will be electrified, and there will be a 30-foot variance for the side setback because he's gonna put the fence on the property line. There's gonna be wood fence on the roadside with the electric behind it, in it.
Yeah, true.
It's like basically on the back side of the.
No, it's through the post.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm, the fence will be here, the wire will kind of like shield the wire type of thing possibly, well, whatever. Wooden fence, there'll be wooden at the front, to electrify the entire property. This will be the type 2 seeker. The least, minimum setback allowed, that's what I'm trying to say, for the variance. Type 2 seeker, no public comments, the 5 criteria were covered.
Motion made by Eddie Hayes, second by Carl Ross, to approve the application of Jeff Hand, 1757 Bricksfield Road, for area variance needed for Clerk, please call the vote.
Carl Lot.
Aye.
Rafi Ellsworth.
Aye.
Norman Vaz.
Harry, aye.
Ed Hayes.
Aye.
Jonathan Goldberg.
Aye. Harry. Okay.
Jeff, having worked with electric fence my whole life, keep the weeds off. And what was driving us nuts the last few years is the deer are taking them down like crazy. As the deer population has increased, they caused so many shorts for us the last few years.
They have to keep inspecting.
Yeah.
What did you use in the past for your charge?
Where I work now, we use the solar, but you know where my farm was, and I always used them when I plugged in.
Okay.
But the solar, it's gonna save you getting,
Oh, yeah.
because the solar ones, they have a battery in them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the cover and all in that, so, yeah, that, man, the solar one says zap, I know from experience.
And they're very good
Just
for large.
get a good one,
Oh, yeah.
don't try to save money.
You have
get
a
a good-
recommendation? Recommendation?
Just, you know, a good one at a farm store, if any of the good farm stores you go to, they're gonna have like cheap,
Oh, yeah.
better,
We're only looking at the top.
right, because it'll pay off for you in the long run. But, like I say, the deer are gonna drive you nuts.
I know, they already do.
Okay. They're getting worse.
I know.
Any further questions?
You good.
Good to see you.
Thank you all. You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night.
Here. Hey, you wanna watch it?
You're all welcome.
You know, it's crazy.
Anything from? Wow, that's good. I don't have anything, but it's been a beautiful summer. Cheryl, anything from the office?
Everything's going along smoothly. Going along good.
Good. Jennifer, anything from town board?
There's an opening on the planning board. We are accepting applications through, August 8th at 4 p.m. I believe there's a zoning workshop this Thursday, I think.
It hasn't been canceled as of yet.
Okay. 7 o'clock here. The assessor is working on, she did a veterans exemption audit, and she's working on ag exemption audit right now. And she's also gonna be going out to do, property pictures to update property cards. So she's starting to do that. What else? The Lakeshore Sewer District went, over budget, after we got the bids. So we have to have another public hearing to increase the, bond so that we can cover the deficit that's there. So I think that was scheduled for August 3rd. I think so. August 3rd
It
at,
wasn't that much, though, it was only 250,000, Karma's was 690,000, so, wasn't that bad.
Well, that locked it in, because I didn't even know how you give a quote now.
Yeah, that was like a.
That locked it
Yeah.
in. But it's so crazy out there.
yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that that was gonna come when all the materials and everything shot up through the roof, so I don't think it came as like a huge shock to anyone, but. That's about it. That's all I have.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Well, like that, since I have this one request, if anybody can find nurses, please let me know. Janine called me tonight, she was crying, she's just so upset.
Your daughter? Yeah.
3 other ones quit today, and she says, I don't know what to do. One of them, not
Why are they quitting?
money,
I don't think it's all money, because,
well, A to B and B to A, and
yeah, but I assume it was one of her nurses based on the hospital she's from, is a calf feeder for us now. Now, that had to be a heck of a pay cut, but it was relief.
Well,
Stress relief? Feed
all I
calves
know is
instead of-
very serious, that's all I know.
It is, absolutely.
I got a good friend that's laying in a strong, in the emergency room for 24, 28 hours, still not got anything done. That's a mess.
Yeah, they've been overwhelmed, to say the least.
Yeah. They're the biggest enemy they have is the government. How do you get better than that?
So like you were saying at the beginning of the meeting, so like, you know, nobody has any help, everyone's looking for help. Where are all these people? Like, where did they go? What are they doing? Where's everyone working? Are they not working? It just seems like nobody has any help anymore. I just don't know where everyone, the whole workforce went.
Appears to be like a round robin, they go from A to B, you know, the nurses are going to 2 to quit today. They're going to,
Traveling nurses,
traveling nurses.
Oh, yeah, well, that,
they're making a ton of money.
they're making a
You know,
ton of money.
when they came out with that $130, $125 an hour, they really threw the monkey wrench in. Not everybody wants that. Just a thought.
Well, I will say nurses have been underpaid for a really long time, so I'm not saying they don't deserve
Who knows?
an increase.
Okay,
All right, no further business, I move we adjourn.
Second.
aye.
Aye.
Okay.